Hello everyone, welcome back to Amin Math Club. Today we have a nice algebra problem, that is n squared minus n cubed is equal to 2. So we have to find all possible values of n. Now let's start our solution, that is n squared minus n cubed. First of all, we are going to shift this plus 2 to our left hand side, then it will be minus 2, which is equal to 0. Now if we split this 2 like n squared minus n cubed minus this 2 can be written as 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. Now n squared minus n cubed, applying this negative sign into parentheses, we will get minus 1 and minus 1 is equal to 0. Now n squared minus n cubed, that is n squared. If we just write this 1 is here and then minus n cubed minus 1 is equal to 0. Now here we are going to just make group for perfect square here. So n squared minus 1, this 1 can be written as 1 squared, so it is our first group. And similarly, if we just take minus 1 is common, so inside bracket we have n cubed minus 1, this minus time minus is plus, so n cubed plus 1 is it is equal to 0. Now this 1 can also be written as 1 cubed, which is equal to 1. So here we can use that algebraic identities, as we know that if we have a squared minus b squared, then it is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So similarly we have another algebraic formula. If we have a cubed plus b cubed, then it is equal to a plus b times a squared minus a times b plus b squared. So applying these two identities here, then this step will be, now n squared minus 1 squared, according to this formula we have n plus 1 times n minus 1. Similarly here we have minus 1 times n cubed plus 1 cubed is n plus 1 times n squared minus n times 1 is n, and plus 1 squared is 1, that is equal to 0. Now here this n plus 1 and this n plus 1 is a common term, so taking n plus 1 is common outside bracket, then inside bracket we get n minus 1, then this minus 1 times n squared we have minus n squared, then minus time minus is plus n, and minus time plus is minus 1 is equal to 0. Now by simplification we have n plus 1 times, here we get that plus n and it is plus n, we get 2n and minus n squared, minus 1 and minus 1 is minus 2 is equal to 0. Now n plus 1 is equal to 0, and similarly here we just write 2 times n minus n squared minus 2 is equal to 0. Now here we have our first value which is real, that is n1 is equal to minus 1. So it is our first real value of n. Now from second equation we can solve this by quadratic formula, but first we have to just rearrange this one. So we get minus n squared, and here we have plus 2 times n, and minus 2 is equal to 0. So if we multiply minus 1 on both sides, then we will get, here minus time minus is plus n squared, it will be minus 2n, and minus time minus is plus 2 is equal to 0. Now here value of a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2, and c is equal to 2. Now if we use quadratic formula, then n is equal to minus b. So minus b, here we have minus 2 plus minus square root of b squared. B squared is minus 2 whole squared minus 4 times a is 1, c is 2, and all over 2 times a. So 2 times a is 1. Now our next step will be that n is equal to minus times minus is plus 2 plus minus square root of minus 2 squared is 4 and minus 4 times 2 is 8 all over 2 times 1 is 2. So here we have n is equal to, that is n is equal to 2 plus minus 4 minus 8 is actually it is minus 4 square root all over 2. Now our next step is 2 plus minus, it can be written as square root of 4 times square root of minus 1 all over 2. So n is equal to 2 plus minus square root of 4 is equal to 2 and minus 1 square root is equal to I all over 2. Now if we take 2 is common, then inside bracket we get 1 plus minus I all over 2. Here this 2 is cancelled out with this 2. So we get the value of n, which is equal to 1 plus minus I. Now here we have two values of n, that is n2 is equal to 1 plus I and n3 is equal to 1 minus I. But we have our first value, that is real value, which is n1 is equal to minus 1. Now we have three values of n. So here these two values, that is n2 and n3, these are two complex. So these are complex solution. It is also complex solution. And only one value, it is real value. So now if we are going to check our problem by using this real value, then we can just write our problem, which is n squared minus n cubed is equal to 2. Now if n is equal to minus 1, then it will be minus 1 whole squared minus minus 1 whole cubed is it equal to 2. Now minus 1 squared is 1 and minus minus 1 cube is equal to minus 1 is it equal to 2. Now 1 minus times minus is plus 1 is it equal to 2. So 1 plus 1 is 2 and 2 is equal to 2. Hence our left hand side is equal to right hand side. So we have proved that our value of n is true for this value, for this problem. So n1 is minus 1, it is real solution, and we have also complex solution, which is n2 1 plus I and n3 1 minus I. So here we have solved our problem step by step. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel for more interesting videos. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.